Snake, Mexico by Yoshida Hodaka, 1956. Woodblock print, ink and colors on paper. This 1956 work by Yoshida Hodaka is a woodblock print on paper entitled Snake, Mexico, and is about 11 inches high by 16 inches wide. This print is dominated by a central abstract outline shape, with irregular rounded edges that almost fills and seems to extend beyond the frame, especially at the top and bottom edges. The background shows in the corners and appears as a textured charcoal gray, almost like fabric. All of the shapes in the piece are defined with bold black lines. The field of the main shape has a beige background almost thoroughly filled with short strokes in a warm reddish tan, lending to it a mottled appearance. Smaller outlined shapes within the main one draw us to the left and bottom of the frame. A form recognizable as a snake gives the work its title. The snake sits in an S shape in the upper left quadrant and is boldly banded in 28 evenly sized segments of black, white, and red, the only bright color in the piece. The head of the snake is positioned facing clockwise around the top of an outlined circle at about 1 o'clock. The tail winds in the opposite direction, down past 9 o'clock, and curls up tightly, forming a circle of its own similar in size to the one next to it, where the snake's head rests. The whole snake sits above a spiral shape that dominates the lower left quadrant of the piece. 3 horizontal lines extend out from the right side of the spiral, across the center of the piece, and turn upward, spreading slightly and ending abruptly at the bottom of the upper right quadrant, which is mostly an open field. The spaces between the 3 lines are divided into about 9 rectangular segments, or are spanned by circles packed together, creating a visual rhythm. The upturned lines suggest a smile and lend a sense of levity to the piece. Curving up from the bottom edge of the frame, below the horizontals, are 4 more lines that echo the arc of the corner spiral. Each space between these curved lines is capped by an upward pointing chevron, just below the bottom horizontal. Several other short line segments, small circles, or curves add detail to the outer edges of the main shape. During this early period of his artistic life, Hodaka was influenced by the bold outlines and shapes of Mayan art he had encountered on a visit to Mexico with his older brother Toshi, who was also a print artist. In a departure from the traditional way his father worked, Hodaka did all of the designing, carving, and printing himself to create a unique work of self-expression. The artist must plan a woodblock print carefully and work in the negative, carving away all of the non-printing areas for each color. Ink is applied to the wood surface that remains, and the paper is pressed directly into the inked block. Each block imparts a successive color, often progressing from light to dark. The blocks must be perfectly registered for the artist to achieve precision in the final piece.